Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a problem that pretty much every digital pro faces, juggling a million different online accounts. We're going to break down two really different tools, Browser.lol and Sendwin, so you can figure out which one is the right fit for your workflow. So let's get into it.
Yeah. Does this feel familiar? You know, the daily circus of logging in, logging out, making sure client A's data doesn't get mixed up with client B's. It's a massive headache and, honestly, a total productivity killer for marketers, e-commerce pros, you name it. So when we first hit this problem, where do most of us turn? We usually look for something quick and dirty, right? Something simple that just works for a one-off task. And that leads a lot of people to this category of tools, the simple, disposable browser. And Browser.lol is a perfect example of this. The promise here is super simple. Fire up a temporary browser session in the cloud, do whatever you need to do, and then poof, it's gone. Your main computer stays completely clean and untouched. It's fast, it's convenient, and look, it definitely has its uses. This really lays out the whole trade-off, doesn't it? For what it's built for, those quick throwaway tasks, Browser.lol is great. But if you're a professional managing the same accounts day after day, you can probably see where you're going to hit a wall. There's just no deep workflow, no secure way to work with a team, and no support for pro tools like proxies. And this is what I call the professional gap. It's that huge space between a simple, disposable tool and the powerful, persistent workspace that a real-world professional workflow actually needs. Because when your business depends on this stuff, disposable just doesn't cut it. So, what would a real pro tool need to have? Well, you'd absolutely need true session isolation, so every single account is walled off from the others. It's got to be cloud-based. Nobody wants to install clunky software anymore. Of course, you need rock-solid security. You need control over things like proxies on a session-by-session basis, and you need a way to bring your team in without just handing out passwords. And it has to be able to grow with you. And this is where our second tool, Sendwin, enters the conversation. See, it was built from the ground up to fill that exact professional gap. We're not talking about a disposable browser anymore. This is a full-blown cloud workspace designed for managing multiple accounts. And this is its mission statement, right here. The whole idea is to take the browser, the tool we all live in every day, and transform it into something way more powerful, a secure, organized, and collaborative hub for all your online identities. Okay, so here's the magic. With Sendwin, every single tab you open is its own completely isolated session, running in the cloud with its own cookies, its own local storage, everything. Nothing touches your actual computer. This means you can have 10 different client accounts open in 10 different tabs, right next to each other, with zero chance of them mixing up. And that isolation gets even cooler when you need to collaborate. Instead of sharing passwords over Slack, which we all know is a terrible idea, you just share the live session itself. You can invite a teammate, literally blur out parts of the screen you don't want them to see, like the billing page, and even set a timer on their access. It's a total game changer for working securely with agencies or freelancers. So when you look at the features, it's like we're just checking off that list of pro needs we made earlier. You've got that true session isolation on every tab, you can bring your own proxies, you've got top-tier encryption, and it all just works right from the cloud. So for you marketers out there, imagine managing 10 different Facebook ad accounts in 10 tabs and never ever worrying about getting flagged for weird activity. Or hey, if you're an e-commerce seller, you could run 3 different Shopify stores and your Amazon seller dashboard all in the same window, totally separate. And SEO pros, this is huge. You can have one tab with a proxy from Germany to check rankings and the tab right next to it with one from Japan, checking rankings there, all in real time. Even for tech teams, a QA tester finds a bug, and instead of writing a long report, they can just hand the entire live session over to a developer. That whole, well, it works on my machine problem, gone. Okay, so we know how Sendwin stacks up against a simple tool like Browser.lol. But what about the wider market? Let's zoom out for a second and see where it fits into the bigger picture. This table really clears things up. You've got Browser.lol on one end for those simple, anonymous tasks. Then, way over on the other end, you've got super specialized, often complicated anti-detect browsers or huge enterprise security solutions. Sendwin is built for that sweet spot right in the middle, for the professionals and teams who need serious power and collaboration, but without all the complexity and overhead. So, after all that, what's the bottom line? Well, it really comes down to using the right tool for the job you're actually doing. And here's your takeaway. If you just need to check something out real quick from a clean slate, a tool like Browser.lol is perfectly fine. But if your actual job, your daily grind, involves serious, collaborative, multi-account management, then you've really graduated beyond that. You need a dedicated cloud workspace like Sendwin that gives you that true isolation, secure sharing, and professional control, all without needing to install a thing.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at how you work every day. Is your browser actually helping you grow and scale? Or is it the thing that's constantly getting in your way?